Hello, my dear.
Good
How are
morning.
you?
Oh my God, we are so excited to speak with you today.
It is such an honor for me. I apologize for whoever is on the West Coast where
Oh,
it's
it's
7
okay.
a.m.
That's tears.
I
It's
Yeah,
okay. This is my
7 a.m.
morning
for her.
coffee. This is good.
you're my hero. You're my hero, really. Because I had once an interview for TV at 6 a.m. I was like, what? Then they asked me, can you sing something? I'm like, bro, I'm not even sure I can speak, you know?
Right? Oh my God.
I'm not even sure I can speak.
Oh my gosh.
That's
Oh
so
my gosh.
But it
funny.
is it is truly an honor, and I admire you guys so much, and I love you guys so much with
Oh,
all that you're doing. And on the behalf of Mr. Elie Tahari, we were so grateful for you mentioning the movie, and also talking about it, and putting out there his beautiful stories. So it
Oh,
really means the
I
world
love
to
it.
both of us. So he's sad he cannot be there,
Oh,
but
it's too bad. He's such an inspiration, honestly. I can't tell you, David. We've been in the business for 30 years, Tierce and I, and since we came
so
into
you
the business,
started when you were 2 year old.
yeah,
that's
two.
right.
Yeah.
How did you make it? I don't understand.
You're just crawling over those disgusting streets in New York. No, I'm kidding. No, but literally, he's always been an inspiration to us in the business. I mean, he has this timeless design style that I think Tierce and I both relate really well to. It's just amazing what he's done in the business. But honestly, to never have known what it was like for him to get started in the business was mind blowing for us. You know.
Mhm. But that was actually what inspired me to do the movie, because um, I always say I'm interested to know what's not on Google, you
Yeah.
know.
Right. Yeah.
So I wanted to know, because we have that tendency. I come from the classical world, regionally. So I'm used to talk about composers and writers who are dead 100, 200, 400 years ago,
Yeah.
so it is so important for me, while you have the people around yourself, to hear from their own mouth, not just their journeys, which you
Yeah.
can find perhaps online, but
Right.
how they felt inside.
Right.
How did they feel? How did he feel when he was sleeping on the bench in Central Park?
I can't even.
Uh,
I mean,
and when he told me, well, I was not homeless, I felt like I was in camping, doing camping.
well, look,
So
I think
that's like,
everything is your
oh,
perspective, right?
exactly. So that's really what inspired me. So I'm so glad you're saying that. Plus,
Yeah.
I found
Definitely.
out about my own story that he was in a refugee camp because his family was chased from Iran, because in those days, the Iranians, they loved the government. They loved so much the Jews. They said, "We love you too much. We cannot content our love, so please leave the country." So that was
Wow, that's
so.
amazing.
No, so after he went to a refugee camp in Israel that was called Mabarot, that is very well known,
Yeah.
I mean, in the history. And I found out that my mom was in that refugee camp, the same refugee camp that Ellie
Oh,
had the same year. So they could have,
wow.
done
Unbelievable.
be together. Can you imagine the credit score I would have if my
What do they
dad
call
was
that?
Elie
Six,
Tahari?
6 degrees of
Boy,
separation, right? Like that's
yeah.
wild. Unbelievable.
Wow.
It's a
Wow.
small world, definitely a small world. But
Definitely.
all of that led that I can be with you guys today, and that is for me the one of the greatest reward. And you
I
made that whole movie really worth it. So I'm
Oh,
so blessed to be with you
oh my
guys.
gosh. So
how did
how was
you
the
connect?
experience of going through and like writing this and directing and producing it? How did that feel?
Well, it felt amazing, and I kind of learned everything on the way,
Uh,
because I'm known for directing and producing musicals,
yeah.
opera, play. Like I'm a stage guy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I directed some music videos, but I wanted to learn. So I've always been a good tryout for myself. So I did music video of me singing, so I would learn how to edit and everything. I say, at least it's for me, so if it's not good, it's on me. And then step by step, I started to direct and produce music videos for other artists. They say, oh, I like how
Amazing.
you go punchy and all
Yeah.
of that. And then COVID happened, And it just turns out that a couple of months before, I met Elie for the first time, and I gave him an award at the film festival that I'm producing. And then I started this great partnership with a very famous platform, Amazon, and where I started to, they wanted to see more of my theatrical performances, productions. And I was like, they were filmed really for archive purposes. So there's one camera, two camera. So it really sucks in terms of filming. But I said, no, at least, we want to see it. I said, okay. And then conversation came that, look, if you have more content, we always interested. And I was like, what, I think it's time for me to go and to do movies. And I was like, oh, maybe I do a documentary, because you couldn't hire actors because it was in COVID and all that. Maybe it's time to do a documentary. And as I was walking in the night, I bumped into the woman who actually introduced me to Elie Tahari. So I was like, okay, now I know who I'm going to call, So, and right away I called him, and he said, I have nothing but time, and I have great stories. And I always felt like it was a good time. And it was a good timing for both of us, because he had a lot of time. His face was more relaxed than ever. He was very generous with his time. But also for me, like, I had really the time to also learn how to edit movies, which I didn't know before. So I went on YouTube and saw all the tutorials, and I learned how to do the movie. Someone is asking what's the name of the film. So it's called The United States of Elie Tahari. It's on Vimeo on demand. Thank you, Veronica. So yeah, I did that. So I learned basically how to edit the movie and how to put together the film. And I learned how to use the camera and all of that, which I didn't know before. And but I kept, the same, I would say, approach that I have for all of my productions, theatrical production, which means I do what I think is best, and I don't care about any, I would say, traditions, that there is a certain way things can be done. Like I remember someone told me, but you cannot talk to the audience directly when you do the movie. And I said, yeah, I'm going to ask questions to the audience directly in the movie. Why not? And I was able to try out the movie. So I used also techniques that I have, by example, when I do comedy, like you try the jokes to smaller audiences, and after you bring them to the big audiences. But so I was able to do that, to first show it to a few people, and they told me, oh, wait, I don't get that and that. So I was able to edit it myself. And also it went to more than 100 film festivals worldwide. And one of the reasons that it was so successful is that I was able to do special edits for specific film festivals. By example, you have a lot of fashion film festivals, so I put more fashion into it. You had a lot of Jewish film festivals, so I put, when he talks about his Jewish origins, stronger. So I was able to kind of arrange, but now the version you see is kind of the best. And also, when you go to see a movie into so many different movie theaters, you kind of see, oh, wait, the music is not loud enough. I think I can go stronger on the music. So all this kind of stuff, it was really, really such a beautiful experience. And now it became my second job, because I have like 6 movies now in production. So it's a blessing.
That is just amazing. But that's also a tribute to how well the movie came out, like the documentary came out. I mean,
it's amazing.
That's fantastic.
No, yeah, it went, and again, I had also very important people, like, which in the fashion world, like Fern Manis, who created that woman is like, we call that heavy furniture, it's impossible to get, and she was so generous with her time, and it's someone I would love for the rest of my life. And we have Nicole Miller, Denise Basso, and it's so rare. I see, by example, in music, I'm doing a documentary about a very famous musician, and other musicians are like, yeah, but they're my competitors. I'm like, what are you talking about? And they don't feel like this in fashion. That's what I love, the people of fashion.
It's a family.
It's a family, exactly. So you guys are my sisters.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. We love the addition. We can't wait for the holidays.
I'm so happy. So for you with the red hair, something must have been wrong with our parents, you know, but
I know.
for you to be my sister, but we'll make it work.
Make it work. Make it work. That's so funny.
Yeah, that's
Oh my
right.
God.
David's French Moroccan, so he has a
Yeah. Yeah,
beautiful.
my mother
Wow.
is Jewish. My father is polygamous. That's
Wow.
no, and also the era of you guys who are in fashion. That's why I want to say it is because he crossed Elie so many different eras. Like he was just not strong in the 90s or in the
Yeah.
70s, but he was strong 70s, 80s, 90s,
Oh
2000,
yeah.
2010. So it was also interesting to show all these time capsules of fashion and how also fashion shows were done in the days, like the
Yeah.
photographers were around and
Yeah.
Yes.
so yeah, it was interesting. So it was also interesting for me in terms of research to put the music of that era.
Yeah.
So I put all the disco stuff
But
and
I have to tell you, that is really what we love about Elie's design aesthetic is it is just so timeless. Like, you know,
Absolutely.
no matter what decade he was designing in, it was always just, you could probably wear whatever he designed in the 70s now. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, yeah,
just,
Yeah, because he's just about making
1000%.
the woman feel beautiful and look beautiful, and yeah, his styling is just breathtaking, like simple and classic, and just what you want to put on.
And also one thing that he did, which that was what I wanted really to show in the movie was that he was trying the clothing not on models because you know models you put them H&M, they look superstars, you know, but
right.
he tried it on what they call, and I don't like that word, but it's a word that everyone can understand, like the regular woman, like the average woman, you know, like basically not a model, you know.
Yeah.
But it's not, you know,
Customer.
it's not a sexist
Yes.
thing, but it's just like on the model size, everybody
Right.
looks
Everything looks
great, basically.
yeah.
So he started to take women from his office and to try clothes on them. And he
Yes.
said, wear them a day, 2 days, you know, watch them 2, 3 times to see really the quality of the fabric.
Yeah.
And that was, I think, so interesting and so important that he never thought of the marketing in the future. You know, he was always interested of the past and the present, which
Right.
means the clients that he has in the store. So he didn't start to design clothes. He started to sell clothes in a boutique. That's really how it started. So
Right.
he used what is the most important tool of any fashion person, which is your ears.
Yes.
He was
Yes.
listening to what the clients were saying. Oh, I like that dress. Why? Because when I move, it moves also around. Oh, I don't like that one because it makes me too tight under the armpit and it makes me sweat, and etc. etc. So he was very, very smart for that, that he listened to the consumer, which is very interesting. And then the mom liked the clothes, so she bought some of it for the daughter, and the daughter wants to buy clothes like the mom. So he has like a fan club that led him to up to, I think at some point he had 600 stores, and online his business is stronger than ever. I mean, he's another planet. Like he's like,
oh
yeah,
even more than
that
clothing
clothes
too,
brought.
because it's home, it's everything.
Right.
He's really like bridged the gap across all different categories of product with his brand.
Absolutely.
It really is. It's a lifestyle brand. It really is, you know?
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, but again, he didn't want, he always did what he knows how to do best. Like to this day, he barely doesn't know how to open a computer. I mean, I exaggerate, but he's someone who, and I learned a lot from him in that sense. Like he hears about something, he takes his phone and makes the call, like the old way, you know.
Yeah.
He goes there to see the place. He goes there to touch the fabric. He tries the fabric and he tries it out, and he's like, he learns from the mistakes, and he learns from the successes, and he takes the best really of everything. I mean, it is really an inspiring story, and he never says no. And that's one thing I learned, is that the bigger is the person, the more that we say the yes, because they know that with a yes, you know, you never know what can happen. I mean, what's worse going to happen? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's very inspiring also for all these things. Definitely.
Yes.
Oh yeah. And for everyone, we're talking to David Serero, the writer, producer, and director of
Genius.
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 Thank
Absolutely
you.
beautiful. Good, our brother.
Exactly. Thank
The
you.
United States of Elie Tahari. It's a movie now out that you can go see, and
Thank you.
we're so very excited to be talking about the movie and talking about Elie, because he's really best in class. Everybody's just wanted to follow him and model how he's done his business, because he grew business from literally nothing, from just it's a simple idea and the stubbornness to not quit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he grew
And
up.
he
Yeah.
really went to the store. He used, and you know, it's so interesting because every time there is, you know, we got articles on Forbes like 2 weeks ago, on so many strong media outlet, but there's who um, uh, write me and say, oh, you know, I remember Elie 40 years ago. He used to come to my dad's office with this suit and said, look at this great quality. Look at this
Uh-huh.
good. Look. Like he was really going there, like knocking doors, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
And these days we're so spoiled because we order everything on Amazon Prime and we have it the
Right.
next day.
Yeah.
But back in the days, you really had to go there
Oh, yeah.
and check the furniture. And also it was always, you know, this is really also, this is why I call the movie The United States of Elie Tahari, because in a way, I wanted also to pay a tribute to this amazing country of the United States, because let's not forget that there's, you can be an immigrant, and American people, like born and raised in America, will open you their door, will maybe not even take a deposit, and just out of a handshake, they will do business with you.
Yes.
And after, when you see how many dozens of millions of dollars Elie has paid in taxes, personal and his company, how many thousands of jobs he has given,
Created. Yeah, definitely.
created, and all of that. So in a way, you know, it's also a beautiful American dream story. That's
Yeah.
why
Yes.
I spoke about the American flag and what New York means, because
Mm-hmm.
you know, he goes to the subway. There is actually a bit of it in the movie. Like he goes to the subway to see what people are wearing, you know, and he looks what people are wearing. And he said the New York woman is his biggest inspiration. So
I mean,
that's
look,
good, you know.
Art.
he built his whole brand on that, and he's amazing. I mean, he is. What I do love though about your movie is he is the epitome of the American dream. He really is. You know, literally starting from nothing, built his own brand, knocked on doors, got his styles bought, you know, put it into boutiques, and now look at him, global. It's a global brand.
Yeah, no,
Amazing.
definitely is
Phenomenal.
no, that's why I say at the end of the movie is that there are only three fashion designers in the history who have built $1 billion fashion industry, who started from nothing, and they're still the sole owner. And you have Giorgio Armani, Ralph Lauren, and Elie Tahari. And a lot of people thought that Elie Tahari was a woman for some reason. A lot of people thought that they mixed him with Eddie Saab. You know, there's another
Oh
guy, Eddie
yes,
Saab.
Elie Tahari.
So yeah,
Wow.
and then the more I dig, the more I saw how much he's part of the culture, and he designed also for many other labels.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's all right.
You know,
Yeah.
and he designed for many labels, and he did so many things. But I've seen how it works. Of course, there are things that I cannot disclose, and there was stuff that I couldn't show.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the way he brings his employees to the best of them, the discipline that he installs, but yet always with a smile.
Yes.
That's why I put a moment when he talks to his employees, says, "Thank you very much." You know, the way he thanks them, the gratitude he has for them, and the excitement. Like at some point, they show us just, oh, this is so beautiful. Like
Yeah.
he gets so emotional on things, and that's beautiful. And we had the premiere uh,
Yeah.
of the movie at Lincoln Center, and we had huge standing ovation, and I was like, can you believe when you
Oh,
were a child in Tel Aviv, you were
Right.
sneaking in the American to watch American movie. Now there's an
Uh-huh.
American film done
about you.
about you opening at Lincoln Center. This is life is
So
amazing,
cool.
you know.
That's
Wow.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
But it's a phenomenal tribute. It really, really is, David. I mean,
Thank you, my
we were
dear.
so excited to see that. We were
Mhm.
so excited to see about it. I think, you know, we stumbled across it accidentally and we were like, there's a documentary about Elie Tahari. Oh my God, you know, we have to talk about this, you know?
I didn't even know about it myself, you know.
Wild. Wild. So exciting
No,
though.
but it's indeed, you know, a little known secret of his story. But I hope really, and thanks to you guys, to take really that story again to the next level. And originally, it was just a movie not for YouTube, but for you know, like a platform. That was it,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But then it went to all these movie theaters, more than 100 throughout the world, and he won dozens of awards. He played in countries I didn't even know existed. So it's so beautiful. And now, I guess you know I'm doing this. I have so many now movies. I'm filming, editing,
So
and
cool.
it became a new
A new
profession, a new
career,
job
actually.
because yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So I'm
great.
very very excited, you know.
That is
And
phenomenal. I think that honestly, everything though in life, David, happens for a reason. You
Mhm.
know, everything you had done up to that point brought you to the point where you could actually create and edit this movie the way it needed to be. And it's just so exciting. It really is.
yeah, and I hope to do more movies for fashion because I didn't know the fashion world at all, you know,
Mhm.
besides buying clothes, you know, for
Of course.
myself, you know. But I that was actually my biggest asset, you know, because I arrived and I said, I asked Eddie, what is your creative process? And he
Yeah.
goes, well, you know, as usual, you take color story. I said, wait, what's a color story? You know,
Yeah.
so this kind of stuff that, you know, and then he showed me, I said, so originally we're supposed to film him only in his apartment, like when he's on the sofa. But
Uh-huh.
after I said, no, I need to go to the place where
Design
you
and create.
basically you
Yeah.
design everything because I want
Yeah.
to see what's the color story.
Yeah.
He takes the fabric, so I see all these big rolls of fabric. I'm like, oh, okay, and then you cut it, and then you put many, and then you start to design, and then after you put it, but then you do clothes, but how do you sell it? You know,
Right.
oh no, we do like this, and after we sell it like this, but how do you fix the price? Well, we take a price, we times it by two, and then we sell it to the store. What the store doesn't sell, gives it back, and then we have all the ways. And then he started to do. He has this luxury
Yeah.
line, which is known for it, but he learned how to do like a lesser expensive
Yes.
brand. We partner, yeah, with
Right.
the ASL Arturus Levine. So he explained to me how this idea came, and then he hit TJ Maxx and all the biggest
Yeah.
stores,
Yes.
and he reached the masses, and all the collaboration he did with all the big brands, with Kohl's and
Oh yeah.
Design Nation, and he created Theory, which is a multi-billion
No,
dollar.
which I have
Isn't
to
that?
So
tell you again,
Yeah.
my other favorite brand, like literally, but they have the same timeless style, both of the brands, you
but
know.
you see, with Theory, the way it started is that he learned that one big guy was a very good marketeer, and I forgot if he was fired from a company or he started his new he wanted or he left the company. And Elie found out about that in the newspaper, and he said, "I'm going to call that guy." And
Yeah.
he said, "Okay, I have an idea. Why don't we meet and we see what we can do together?" And they meet and say, "Oh, I." And then Elie had this idea to do stretch clothes, you know, and he said, you know, I just saw your whole apartment, my dear. You know, and so they met, and then he started $1 billion company. It
Yeah.
makes me think, you know, with my ex-girlfriend, when we were FaceTiming, I would do jokes like that, like I would talk to her and I would go, Who is there? Nobody. Nobody, you know.
You are so funny.
Nobody, no one is, what are you talking?
You're such a delight to talk to. We're so
Yeah.
happy to
Oh,
get to
no, no,
share
you
this
guys are
opportunity. I wish you
absolutely
so much
wonderful.
success in these coming movies. This one is already a wonderful hit and just highlights a beautiful person who struggled and fought his way to a very successful business. And
Yes.
we're just
And it's good for
delighted to be.
kids. It's good for kids to watch it because it's
Yeah,
also like
so
you
inspiring.
cannot, yeah, you know, be lucky that you are who you are. Be lucky that you're
Mhm.
born in this beautiful country of America, that the
Yeah.
people don't understand the value of having a US passport, you know.
They don't.
And of course there I have respect for all countries, but
Yeah,
this one is very, very special, and it's all based on courage and the
yeah,
biggest weapon, which is a smile. You know,
Yeah.
if you can smile to people, I mean, that's absolutely
Priceless.
absolutely wonderful. Yeah.
well, and to believe in yourself and just not to give up, that's a really great message. Is like you believe in what you want to do and just go for it. Just
Yeah.
do whatever it is that your passion is about, and just figure out a way, find a way. It can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he always felt, and you guys are great for that because you're also helping so many designers and who I mean, back in the days, that's what he told me is that you had more clients than products. You know,
Yeah.
today you have more products than
And
clients. You know,
clients. Yeah.
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 so you know, if you start a brand, you need an organization like yours. You know, to just guide these designers with the sense of business, you
Yeah.
know, with the sense of marketing. You guys do the best visuals in the world.
Oh,
Like
Thank
the
you.
visuals you did for this interview are like absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to use it for everything. I think I'm going to put
Good.
it even on my Tinder profile. I'm going
Do
to put
it. Do
that.
part-
it.
I think, no, I'm kidding.
we're happy to help support you.
No, you're
Yes.
very sweet. You're very, very sweet. No, but we really need like organization like yours to help the
Yeah.
designers, because today it's really a jungle. There's so many, and now it's more when you needed clothes. Back in the days, you will go around the corner or
Yeah.
in your city, in your town. But now with the internet, you can order stuff from China. You can order stuff.
Yeah.
So how do you find your own audience into that jungle? And it's really you guys who
Yeah.
help so many designers, so that's why to be with you guys is a huge treat, you know.
Well, thank you, David.
Thank
You're so
you.
sweet. Yeah.
Such-
We
Thank you.
really
I know,
are
I know,
so
I know.
excited. We really want to continue to support you guys. I actually, David, I bet you anything, it'll take probably a little bit of time, but your movie guaranteed is going to wind up being on everything like Prime and
Oh,
Hulu
I
and all of
hope
them because it's
from
such
your
a great
mouth to
movie.
God's ears,
It
from your
will. I
mouth
bet
to
you
God's
anything.
ears.
100%.
But
Yeah.
I mean, it's international, and yeah, I hope really that it's gonna go. But I'm very proud that I found, I would say, my own signature of
Yeah.
doing the movie, because a lot of people who know my shows, when they watch the movie, they say, "Oh, I recognize your humor, I recognize your style,
Yeah.
Oh,
like
yeah.
very tight editing, very straight to the point, and also punchlines, like."
Yes.
Um, Elie had very strong punchline about fashion, about life. That's
Mhm.
why I did a typewriter, you know, also that I really
I love that.
wanted to people to get punched
Yeah.
by with their thoughts, and to really see it. And I wanted to add comedy a little bit. I wanted it to be entertaining, but also instructive, you know,
Yeah.
and
Great.
inspiring, because I want the audience to leave with something. That's why at the end, I also talk about how America is great, that someone can move to America and become Elie Tahari. You know,
Exactly.
that's a phrase I found. And he almost cried when I told him that phrase. I said,
Aw.
I said, you know how amazing it is? I told him like this, that a guy like myself can sit with you and you accept to do a movie about you when I've never done movies. And he said that, and me, I said, well, what's more amazing is that a guy can move to America and become Elie Tahari, you
Oh,
know.
Yes.
So then he was like, oh, so I said, I think we're gonna call it that movie. And at the end, I wanted to put this film is dedicated to all the future Elie Taharis, you know.
that's
But
great.
we thought it was a little bit too pretentious, and he told me that's too pretentious. I said, okay, I'll remove it.
Okay,
You know?
but you know what? Honestly, it
I
really
get
is. He's such an inspiration. He really is.
Yeah.
But I
I-
think that you're, like you said, like you put out your goal, whatever that goal is, and like if you accept that that's the only thing that's gonna that you know you want to happen, everything doors will open. You know,
Yeah.
David Serreros will show up in your life.
Oh,
I-
you're so sweet. You're
And,
so sweet.
you know,
No,
make
I
this happen.
really, I really, maybe because I'm an artist myself, you know, and I'm not a journalist.
yeah.
So I make it more as a conversation, you know,
Yeah.
and I prepare a lot. Like I know the lives better than them, you know,
Mhm.
and you know, and I know how they feel inside also. So I want to know. So I get a good another kind of conversation as if I were a journalist and a host and be like, tell me about yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's more like a conversation and they get inspired and they can be uh, sometimes maybe intimidated because they see all these cameras around them,
Yeah.
but then they start to laugh. And we see in the movie that we were both laughing
Yeah.
and there was a good complicity. But I also analyzed a lot of how fashion documentaries were done before, how interviews were done. So I've seen the one where the camera is facing, like the person is talking directly to the camera, but I found it a little bit boring. And I found it also when the camera is following the person all the time, and somehow the story is mounted that way. So I wanted to feel a little bit like the audience. So I say, I'm your audience. I wanted the audience basically goes through me. So if
Yeah.
when I laugh, I know the audience will laugh.
Laugh,
And that
yeah.
was interesting to see that I'm laughing when and when the audience is laughing. And I also did something very interesting is that I filmed my movie in movie theater with the audience, meaning that I was able after to analyze where the audience is laughing.
Oh, look
You know
at
what I mean?
you.
And also to I'm big analyzer.
Yeah.
And like my ex-girlfriend, I write how much she spends, how much she took from me, how much she cost. A big analyzer. Kidding. No, but I was to analyze that. And by example, sometimes there were some good jokes where people were laughing so much that actually it went over some important phrases that were coming right after. So I put like a little black thing and I lasted the moment longer so that they have more time to laugh. This kind of stuff. People started to upload thinking that the movie was over and actually it was not over. So I
Yes.
inverted
Very
two
cool.
moments. This kind of stuff that really the live performances was really a strong asset for me. My experience into live performances,
Yes.
definitely.
Yes, you're totally right about that. See, I mean, everything that happened in your life brought you to that moment to make this
That's right.
movie, which was phenomenal.
Brought me to you. That's the most
That's right.
important.
And
You guys, I want to let you know, this is David Serero. He has written, directed, and produced a movie that is called The United
The
States.
masterpiece. It's called the masterpiece.
The movie masterpiece called The United States of Elie Tahari. I'm sure you guys probably are all aware. Elie Tahari is one of the most iconic designers. He literally went from nothing in what did you say, an Iranian
In Iran, From he was born in Israel, but his family came from Iran.
yeah.
You know?
And then and now created $1 billion empire, fashion empire. He's just
Oh yeah, definitely.
So
No,
you guys have to check this movie out. David, they can find the movie on Vimeo. Did you say?
yeah, on Vimeo it's a vimeo.com/on-demand/Elie Tahari. But you can just Google Elie Tahari documentary Vimeo. You will find it.
Yep.
And yeah, it's it's really, really something that I can promise you. You're gonna learn so much that you can apply it in your life or anywhere else,
Yeah.
Agreed.
and in any jobs you're doing, and I want really a big shout out to you guys, because this is a fantastic opportunity, and what you guys are doing to keep jobs and to help fashion designers to do what they do is it's absolutely um, very, very important, and also to all the immigrants out there,
Yes. Yeah.
it's it also pays tribute to also all these people, to these father grandparents who
Yes.
came to America with just a bag, not speaking a word of English.
Yep.
And some of them were doctors. I mean, I heard so many stories. Some of them were doctors, started to watch floors in supermarkets to feed their families. So and after they built, big businesses. So it's such a beautiful story how people are linked among each other.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
absolutely amazing. So, and
Yeah.
I'm glad that life brought me to you guys. Really,
We are glad that it brought us to you, David.
Yes.
Honestly,
Yes.
thank you,
your
thank you.
documentary.
Where did you get that tan? I don't understand.
I had to learn how to use the Instagram filters. I love
Yeah,
the
no, but
Instagram.
that's that. I mean, I can't. Orange, not Mazel tov, really. Congratulations,
Oh,
and
thank
I can't. You see me again. I can't. All lost. I tried everything. It's a lost cause.
Don't worry, darling.
And you, this smile. I mean, that's how do you do? It's
It's so funny.
both of you. Absolutely, it's a delight to be with you guys.
It has been phenomenal to meet you, David.
Me too, my
We will
dear.
continue to promote you, and I actually want to reach out to you and connect you with some other people as well, because you never
Absolutely.
know. Tirsa and I have worked with so many different designers.
Oh yeah.
It could
I'm
be
interested
a future in
to
your documentary career.
I'm interested to do documentaries and movies about any great story that is inspiring. But I always, all the people that I'm doing a movie about now, the 6 movies I'm doing, it's all people also who started with nothing, but who broke the codes in their industries.
Yes.
Like I have 2 filmmakers, I have a pianist, big classical pianist, I have a sculptor, Richard Linsky,
Wow.
where I'm going to release actually the teaser, I think tomorrow, after tomorrow. And you will see the progress I did on the edit. It's like an action movie. And that's,
So
a friend of mine watched the teaser because I showed him, I said, I'm going to just release a 1-minute teaser. He said, I think you should learn how to do the sound effects. And I'm like, oh, okay. I went on YouTube. I searched tutorials. In 48 hours, I became the king of sound effects. Like you put now, you will watch. I will send it to you guys. You will watch it. It's like really an action movie. It goes like pum, 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 pum. It's like Top Gun. It's crazy. Let me see if I can.
Uh-oh, we lost. Is it me?
froze just for a second.
Oh, okay.
Back and up. Tack. Yes, you
Yes.
will watch it.
Oh, good. Excellent.
Yeah, and it's really, really. You can see really the progress I've done, and the next one will be better and better, and
That's
yeah,
really
I'm very,
nice.
very happy.
Well, we are super excited. We are definitely going to continue to promote your movie.
Oh, God
so
bless
excited
you.
about it.
God bless you. God bless you.
Yeah, and
I hope next time I come to New York, because you're in New York. No, you're in LA, right?
well, Tirsa's in California. Yeah, and I'm actually in Charleston, South Carolina now.
Oh, in Carolina.
Was
That's
in
why
New York for like
you look so
35
relaxed
years.
because there's no stress over
Yes.
there. It's not like in New York when they waited 5 seconds. It's like, I've been waiting forever.
I know.
Or they go, it's the worst experience of my life, right? when the way to fight worst experience. I'm like, wow, what a life you have.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
so
You have to
you
learn
know,
how to really slow down when you get out
And
of New
you're
York.
here, we'll definitely have to try to connect.
Yeah.
oh no, definitely we do something, and next time I'm in Europe for the summer because I'm filming in this summer here. But
Right.
when I come back to New York, I would like we do something with Elie, the four of us,
That'd be
Yeah.
great.
to have him because he's really sorry he cannot be here today, but we would do something all of us, and he would be so happy to be
Definitely.
with you guys. You guys come to New York and we film something good,
Sounds wonderful.
and it will be wonderful.
We definitely do that. That sounds great, David. Thank you so much again.
Thank you to you. Thank you. It's an honor, really.
Have a wonderful day, and
Thank
we're
you.
gonna post the video so that people can watch it again.
Yes, I'm going to send it to Elie. So I'm going to send it to him directly.
Please do, please.
He's going because I'm trying to have him on the, I want to have him on your show also because he's going to love it. He's going to love it.
And it would be such an honor because he's so incredibly talented.
Oh, thank you. I would tell him he will be so happy, So he would tell you that answer. He would say, "You have good taste." That's his phrase. So I love what you do. You have very good taste.
Well, that's a compliment coming from him.
I'm the locals version of Elie Tahari. I can do impressions of him.
Well, thank you for bringing that piece of him with you today.
It's an honor, my dear. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Have a wonderful day, David. Take care. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye, you guys.
Bye-bye.